Good morning and happy Thursday. How is everybody doing today? I personally am feeling great. I had not the best sleep, however, excited to be here, excited to do this. I have some really great ideas I would love to share with all of you. So, tell me how you're doing in the chat. We're going to give it about 5 minutes here for everybody to show up and get ready. Everybody with their journals. Hopefully you have your nice journal. And then we'll get right into it. How did everybody feel after doing the meditations yesterday? Did you see any improvements in your trading, or did you notice that trading just kind of flowed a lot easier after we reset our nervous system before trading? I honestly find that it helps so much. I've been doing a meditation before trading for a while, but identifying the emotions for me is the most important. So that's one thing we're going to work on all together. So just get ready, relax, come hang out, and we'll start everything in about 4 minutes here. Closer to 3 minutes. Hi, good morning. Thanks for joining. Yeah, just about another minute here. We'll just give everybody a moment to log in. Is anybody also doing the no trading challenge? It's been going pretty interesting for me. It's been a very long time since I've sat in front of the market and not taken a trade. It's also been a very long time since I have put aside my desire to make money in the market. I feel like that's really what holds me back, is that mindset where I show up every day and I want to make money, and when I lose, then you just feel terrible. So I know losses are a part of our plan, but some days they are hard to swallow. All right, so we are going to begin now. Is everybody ready? Hi, thanks for joining. All right. So today we're going to start with the same thing we did yesterday. We're going to do a visualization of our why. So the reason why we trade really is what keeps us disciplined and what allows us to stay and stick to our plan, even in those tough moments of taking losses or making an execution error. It can be really easy for us to spiral and feel like A, we're not enough, and B, like we're not doing a good job. But the most important thing that we can do is connect to our why. So I would like everybody to take a moment and think on exactly why you are trading. Are you trading to quit your job? Do you want a 4-hour work week? Are you tired of sitting around at your computer for 8 hours or going to work for 8 hours? Do you want to spend more time with your family? Stuff like that. So the more we take our why away from making money, the closer we can actually become not only to profitability, but to feeling good every day in our trading. So we're going to close our eyes right now and we're going to envision our why. So imagine the best possible outcome. Today, you made $10,000 trading. How are you going to feel? Because generally, it's not about the money. So it's not about making that $10,000 that's important to us, but it's about how we will feel when we make that money. So let's just imagine the best possible outcome. We'll take a couple of deep breaths here, and in those deep breaths, we'll imagine that dream life we want to live. And as we're imagining, we're going to start to feel amazing. And the best thing that we can do is when we have those feelings is lean into them and make them bigger. So we'll have some time here to visualize. And then once you start getting those feelings, let's hold them for 25 seconds and lean into them and really make them grow big. So you're going to visualize here. And now that we've got our visualization, we're going to hold that feeling. So don't worry about counting. I will count for us. Let's go. And a lot of times as those feelings grow, if we breathe in, we can enhance them. Breathe in, enhance, and then let go. Another 15 seconds. Amazing. Great job. Thank you for connecting to your why, because that's the most important part. When we connect to our why, we're actually connecting to our heart. When we are tackling the market, if we tackle the market through our wants and our desires, then we're talking with our ego. But what we really need to do is hold trust in our plan, hold trust in ourselves, and hold trust that everything works out the way it's meant to be. And that really comes from our heart. So thank you all for doing that. What we can do now is we can journal. So everybody get out your journals. I've got mine. You guys see it every day. I love my journal. And the best thing that we could do, I always say this, is have a pen and a paper journal, and we're just going to write. So energy flows through our hands. Mostly creative energy comes through our hands. So the best way to design our life is to write things down the way we can feel them. While I'm totally an advocate for typing on the computer, I find I do my most professional and polished work on the computer. If we're brain dumping or feeling dumping, the best thing we can do is write it down. So the first thing we're going to start with, as always, is the date. November 20th, 25. Pre-market journal. And the way we're going to journal is we're going to write down all of our intentions as if they've already happened. So we're going to write them in the past tense. And in order to really amplify the goal of our journaling, we are going to add some gratitude. So the way I like to do it is, today I am so grateful that I stuck to my rules in the market. Something like that. So take this time now, write down in your journal, and then I'm gonna share my journaling with you after, so we can get some ideas. And please feel free to share your journal with me too. I don't do everything perfectly. I'm always more than happy to learn something new. So let's go. Okay, cool. I'm done mine, but I know I do write fast, so I'll give everybody about 2 more minutes here. Cool. Are we all done? Awesome. So let's go over mine. Mine might actually be different than yours because I'm not trading right now. So if your goals are, or if your intentions are something like, I am so grateful today that I stuck to my rules in the market, mine will be different. So I just want to set that expectation because I am doing my 21-day trading challenge. So today I am so grateful I stuck to my rules and doing 21 days no trading. This has helped me become a better trader. I believe that. Today, I am so grateful to have had amazing epiphanies while being self-aware in the market and not trading. And I've been noticing that a lot, is that the more that I don't trade and I take a trade mentally, then I'm kind of a lot more aware of my mistakes. And then I rethink, I go back over my mistakes so that when I look at the market the next day, then I don't repeat them. Today, I am so incredibly grateful for the opportunity to have had the chance to be mindful with all of you. Thank you. And then I always love to write a thank you, Samaya. So feel free to always be offering yourself gratitude. That is the best thing that we can do on this journey, especially as we go through tough times. The more we're grateful to ourselves to show up every day and to keep plodding along on this journey, the better we'll feel, but also the easier the journey will become. Because let's imagine we have a bad day, we make maybe a personal execution error, or we take a loss on an A plus setup. So one thing we can control and one thing we can't. What are we going to do? Are we going to be angry at ourselves for making the personal execution error? Or are we going to be angry at ourselves for the A plus setup losing? Well, we can control the execution error. We can't control what happens with the A plus setup. So if we're not going to be upset about our A plus setup losing, but we're going to be hard on ourselves if we make a personal execution error, really, I don't feel like that's fair. What we should do is accept and thank ourselves for making the personal execution error, because now tomorrow, now the next time, we won't make that error. But if we're in our heads and say, oh, I'm so stupid, I made this error, then really we're priming ourselves negatively for the next time that we have the opportunity to make the error. We're more likely going to make it because we're sitting here telling ourselves that we're stupid. But if we are a little more human and we approach it and we say, you know what, Samaya, at least you tried. You showed up, you felt fear, but you gave that a try, even though the execution wasn't the best. I am grateful for this moment because next time I won't make the same mistake. Do you see the difference there? And when you're on a journey like this, where it's all just you and it's just inside of you, then it makes the most sense to have that internal dialogue to just sound good and to give us good feelings. Because one thing that I believe is that whether you believe you can do it or you believe that you can't do it, either way, you're right. So the best thing we can do is believe in ourselves. Now, we're going to go on to our prayer. So our prayer is going to be 2 minutes. The first minute will be silence, and I'll count for us, don't worry. And the second minute, I will lead us all in a prayer of gratitude. So take this minute now, I'm timing, and offer yourself gratitude, acceptance, and peace. Let's go. How does everyone feel? Perfect. So we can open our eyes now. And I'd first off like to say thank you to me and thank you to you for showing up today. Trading can feel like a journey where we're battling ourselves, but the best thing that we can do is take time to settle our mind and to hop into our trading day, not only with great feelings and feelings of gratitude, but also a sense of peace. So, thank you all for joining me. And thank you for taking this time today to reset your nervous system and have a little break away from the whole trading mindset. Trading is a very logical skill set, but the more that we can connect to our spirit and the more that we can connect to God, the better we can trade. When we trade with trust and an abundance mindset, then the world is ours. So, thank you for showing up. Thank you for committing to your mental peace. And yes, thank you to God for all of this. Okay, great. I don't know about you, but now I feel amazing. So we have about 9 minutes now to market open. One thing I did want to tell you guys all about, it's something that I've been thinking about a lot, is the difference between excitement and anxiety. So excitement and anxiety are actually the same feeling. Just the difference is the story that we tell ourselves in those moments. So when we get excited and we have good thoughts, then it feels really good. But when we get excited and we have negative thoughts, then that's when anxiety happens. So I really like this idea because it allows me to be aware. Everything that exists on this earth comes with a complementary opposite. So we have love, we have hate. I don't really believe in hate, but I know that that's the opposite. We also have trust and we have fear. So the more that we're not living in trust, the more we're living in fear. The more we're not living in love, the more we're living in hate. So when we turn away purposely from trusting ourselves, from trusting our plan, from trusting the market, is actually the moment that we turn to fear. Maybe we don't do that purposefully, but it's the consequence of turning away from love. And it's also just the consequence of the way that our whole world and universe works. So that was just an idea I had. I wanted to share it with all of you guys. If you have any thoughts about that, please leave it in the comments. And I would love to read over what you're saying because we all deal with emotions. This human body that we have, the chemistry that goes all in there, our estrogen, our testosterone, it creates an environment and a whole different world inside of us. So there's me and there's you, and maybe we look the same, we have hands, we have flesh, but our thoughts are what really create that reality inside of us. So knowing and understanding that trading is a journey about me against my computer, well, not against, but me with my computer, me with the market. It's never like how we go to work and we all sit together in cubicles. We're actually all really just segregated in our homes. So the more that we can align with our emotions and the more that we can understand that dichotomy of fear and trust, then the more that we can lean over to trust. Because that moment that we start feeling fear is the moment that we know to lean in to trust. So it sounds very easy. I will admit from my own experience, it can be challenging when you have those attachments to the outcome. So that's why connecting to our why, which we do every morning, is very important. All right, so now we are 4 minutes from market open. We're going to do our breathing exercise. So I'll lead us in this, and this will take us right into market open, where I will send you all off to do an amazing job and tackle the market with all the skills, all the knowledge, and this amazing meditation to propel you towards success. So what we're going to do is we're going to close our eyes, and I'll lead us here. So we're going to breathe in through our nose for 7. We're going to hold for 2. And then we're going to breathe out through our mouths for 8. So as you breathe out and you connect to your nervous system, you should feel everything just calming. We're going to go again. So breathe in. Hold for 2. And out for 8. In for 7. Hold for 2. And out for 8. So we'll do one more. In for 7. Hold for 2. And then finally out for 8. We're going to want to release any negative feelings we have on this out breath. So just breathe them all out. Amazing! I think that one has to be my favorite part. So now we are all primed and ready to go. We have our mindset right. We have our heart right. We're connected to our why. We've done our journaling. Now let's go get him. So trade safe today. Stick to your rules. And as always, have an amazing day. I send you off now. Bye.